Good morning, everybody. I'm Mr. Barstead, assistant principal here at CCHS. And this morning, we have Miss Evans here. And we really appreciate you being here, Miss Evans, and being the guest on Wolfpack News. You have a powerful story that I believe, like many people do, will impact so many people. Only a few months ago, you and your family were impacted by gun violence. Your son, Kylies Barkfield, lost his life. We understand this is a very difficult moment for you, and we applaud your strength for coming here to share your story with our students and also us and the community at large. We also believe that if people hear your story, then they'll be more open to resolve conflicts peacefully instead of resorting to guns or violence. So the first question is, Ms. Evans, can you tell us about yourself first?
Well, my name is Evans. I am a 19-year educator. I've been teaching since 2002. Started working over in Drew, transitioned actually here to Cleveland. I taught at Cypress Park for 3 years, and then I went and taught in my hometown in Mound Bayou for about 8 years until the high school closed. From there, I went to Rosedale and then back to Mound Bayou. I've been in Mound Bayou since then. I'm currently serving as the assistant principal, lead teacher there. Along with that, I have a husband, Dr. Samuel Evans, as well as together we have 6 children. 2 are grown, Kylies, which was my oldest. And then we also have 3 sons who are now in Cleveland School District. Christian, who's over at the middle school, Samuel, who's at Bell Academy, and Landon, who's also at the Bell Academy.
Awesome, okay. You're also in church, correct?
I'm also First Lady. My husband is pastor of Pleasant Green Missionary Baptist Church in Mound Bayou, so I also serve as First Lady there.
Okay, awesome, okay. So can you give us some background on Kylies? Like how was it as a child, as a teenager? Like,
Kylies was always a wise young man. I would say he always had an old spirit.
Right.
He would talk to everybody. He felt like he was everyone's friend. Just tried to kind of inspire people. An all-around guy. Never disrespectful to me as his mom. And I know that seems strange to some people because you go through these teenage years and sometimes they start talking back, but I never experienced that with Kylies. It was always, if I told him something, it was just ma'am. And he may have said a lot of stuff in his head, but he never said it. He never said it out loud to me.
Okay.
He graduated from Cleveland Central actually in 2019. And went to Mississippi Valley State on a band scholarship. It was his desire to be a math teacher as well as to open up a business one day.
Nice, okay. What kind of business was it?
He wanted to open up a restaurant.
Okay, he cooked?
He liked to cook.
Really? Okay, really?
Yeah.
What was his favorite dish?
He liked to cook wings. So he wanted to open up a wing restaurant.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. Here in Cleveland?
He never said where, but
okay.
I assume it would be here in Cleveland. If he didn't get the full restaurant, at least a food truck was his desire.
Okay, and he also went to Cleveland, correct? High school, okay.
He went to Cleveland Central where he played in the band here. He also played soccer here. He was on the first, I believe it was the first soccer team that Cleveland Central had under Coach DePhillip, and he received the Wolfpack Award when he played. And I was honored the other day to find out that Coach DePhillip named the Wolfpack Award after Kylies.
I saw that. That was
so
amazing.
that really warmed my heart.
Oh yeah. And Coach Phillips always said great things about him. I saw him at the funeral. He was saying good things about Kylies also as well. So can you talk to us about that day when, like, waking up in the morning time, when you thought it was going to be like a normal day until the events that unfolded?
Well, Kylies was assistant manager at Hibbett Sports here, and so the Friday that he worked, I believe Kylies worked all day long. that day, and that was a normal thing. Sometimes you might have to open the store and close the store, you know, when you kind of short of help and they really need you. When you're manager, you have to kind of do what you have to do. Well, he went to work, normal day, came home that night. We had some family over, and he had some friends or some associates to pull up.
Okay.
He ran in the house, grabbed his clothes, and I'm the fussing mom. They say I'm gonna always fuss because a lot of his associates are people that I taught. So my conversation with them is always be safe. You know, you all need to get somewhere and sit down. I mean, that's what I'm saying. And one of them actually said, "Here she go again, y'all. She's gonna be fussing." But you know, I just try to encourage them to watch your surroundings because there are a lot of things that happen. So that was the same thing that night, and he said, "I'm good, Mom." Is what he told me. He said, "I'm good, Mom," and he hugged me on my shoulder, and he jumped in the vehicle with the guy that he left with. We went to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning. I got a knock on my door, and I just knew in my spirit that something was wrong. I realized that Kylan had not made it home, and I told my husband. He was like, "What is that?" I said, Kylan has not made it home. And from there was an officer there who asked us to come to the hospital. And when we got to the hospital, we were told to wait for a moment. And in waiting, they eventually came out and told us what had gone on. And they allowed us to go in and, you know, visit his body and, you know, those things. But our lives changed in just a moment. Just a moment. We went to bed thinking everything was okay, and our life never will be the same. And so it was just something that'll be with me forever. When I close my eyes, I can actually see my baby laying on that table at the hospital. You know, it's just something that no one should ever have to experience. No one.
Okay, Ms. Evans, so can you describe your life without the presence of Kylan and how you and your family are pushing forward through the tragedy?
So it's been about 4 months. Well, it has been 4 months since Kylan passed away. He passed on February 6th. And we had a very close-knit family. We have a very close-knit family. Kylan, like I said, was the oldest in the house with 3 little brothers. Everybody looked up to Kylan. He was literally their superhero. And so we try to bring up good things, you know, good times, good memories. I think at first everybody was kind of tiptoeing around, or I know I've had moments where I say his name. Christian is joining the soccer team, and I had to bring him to soccer practice one day, and it hit me. And so, you know, I had a major breakdown that day. That Kylan was not here to be able to help his little brother, you know, on the team. That's something that big brothers do. Where in my house, I know that doesn't happen to everybody, you know, but my boys were taught to see about each other and love on each other, and they don't have that anymore. I mean, they can love, they can continue. Like I tell them, Kylan is here. You can hear what he would say. You could push. You know, you know what he'll say, Christian. You know he'll tell you can make it. You can do it. You know, and so we try to remember those things that Kylan would say or do. We just miss him just being around the house. You know, telling little stale jokes or making faces, or just, you know, just spending time. We play a lot of games and different stuff, and it's like just realizing and understanding that he's not there and he's not coming back. You know, I think that has been the difficult part, just trying to process, because like I said, he was at Valley, so it's only so long you can make yourself feel like, okay, he's at school, you know, but eventually he's gonna come back. But you know, you have to really embrace the fact that he's not coming back physically. And so we also try to prepare ourselves. We are people of faith. Like I said, I'm a first lady, my husband is a pastor, and so we try to let them know that if we want to see him again and be with them again, we have to do what we need to do. So when this life is over, we all meet again.
Yes, ma'am.
And so that's where we are with that.
Okay. What advice would you give to parents that have lost a loved one to gun violence?
To a parent, rather it's to gun violence, just losing a child, it's the most difficult thing in the world. I would say, let your child's life be meaningful. I'm pushing myself to do a lot of things because I feel like if I don't say anything, if I don't do anything, then Kylies Death will be in vain. And so his life can't be, it wasn't in vain. He did a lot. You know, I have to share his story. He helped people. He helped children, old people, young people. You know, I have to share his story for Kylies. That keeps him alive. As a parent, just keep your child's memory alive. You know, learn to forgive so that you won't let that hurt and that pain block you from seeing that or feeling that spirit of that person there. There's not a day that goes by that I don't see anything or hear something that Kylies would have said or would have done. And it's his spirit that's there. And I recognize that I could possibly miss it because I could be so broken from him not being here that I can't even see, you know, I can't see it, I can't feel it. I'm blessed to have 3 sons at home with me. So whereas Kylies would have come in, there was not a day that would go by where he would come in without hugging me. Hey mom, how you doing? I had a good day. You know, that was our everyday thing. Well, now my middle son does that. You know, and I could miss it. You know, I could be so distant from him that I'm missing it, but I just feel like that's God's way of still letting me know that, hey, I got you. You know, it's okay. Or, you know, I have a nephew and a cousin that come and they things that that Kylies would have done in our household, they just like pop up out of nowhere and they're there to make it happen. Even with the little brother. So don't be so angry that you missed out or you missed the fact that you're still being taken care of and you're still being loved. It's still there. It's just not coming from directly from the place that you maybe want it to come from, but you'll still be loved, you'll still be taken care of.
Yeah, 3 more questions.
Okay.
You recently held a march against gun violence. Can you tell us about the reasons you decided to have a march?
Well, again, I believe that this happened for a reason. I believe it happened. Kylies was chosen for a reason. He was not the only person that was killed on that night. There were 2 others that were killed as well. And as we know in our community, it's been happening over and over and over again. And so I was doing some research and I found that the first Friday in June each year, I think it may have started in 2019, 2018, is National Gun Violence Awareness Day. The whole weekend is Gun Violence Awareness weekend. And so I was trying to see, well, what can we do? And so I don't know, my spirit just said, let's do a march, let's have a parade, let's do something to not just honor Kylies, but all of these people who have been lost, to let the community first off see how much this has impacted our community. Because we have funerals and people believe that that's the end, but that's not. Families still have to go on without these people. You know, children don't have their fathers anymore, mothers don't have their children, husbands, wives, all people, when they're gone, and that void sometimes is never filled. And so I just felt that it was a good opportunity to honor those people who have been lost while we bring awareness to this issue in our community and across our entire country.
It was a large crowd too. The line went from almost a half a mile. There's people walking and marching. You know, all the orange.
Orange is the color that it was actually. I said that the holiday, well, not the holiday, not holiday yet. We may have to be pushing towards that, but it was the young lady that the day was named after. It was her favorite color, and so that's why orange was adopted.
Okay.
And so that's why we went with orange.
Okay. So what's next? Like, how are you going to further your story? What's next for you and your family?
Things like this, take every opportunity that we can to tell his story, to try to talk to other families. It is my desire to open a youth center here in our community. I need our children to have some place to go, and I need them to know that they are not alone. You don't have to turn to a gang. You don't have to turn to trouble. There are people who genuinely are here in this community that care about you. And so I want to provide a safe haven for our children, so they can have somewhere, they can be safe while they're learning who they are. So while they're learning, finding out what their purposes in life are, so we can cultivate those purposes. That way they won't be around, they won't feel the need to just grab a gun. They'll know how to communicate. They'll know how they'll know how to express themselves without just picking up a gun and shooting someone.
That's right. And as we know, school gets out really soon, I think in 1 week. So we're gonna have 900 kids from the high school out in the community with a whole bunch of free time. So if you can tell our students one thing, what one piece of advice would you give them going forward as far as behavior and those type of decisions?
I would just tell each of them that you were made with a purpose. Find out what your purpose is. A lot of times you may not be able to find it if you're constantly on the go. I know sometimes we're guilty, and as a child you're trying to get to this person, or this person looks cool or that, but take some time to find out about you, to learn about you. Find out, read some books, and I know that's like, lame, nobody wants to read any books, but read and study and find out things that you like, and cultivate what you like, and build on that. Taking time out, the summer is an excellent time to just study something, explore something. It may be something that you may not have even thought that you could have liked. Just find out about it and build on that. Build yourself, make yourself better, so that I used to always tell Kylan, you want to have choices. You want to be able to be who you want to be, so that you can choose for yourself rather than someone else making a choice for you. So when you build on yourself, when you do what you need to do, then you can be whoever you want to be. You can do whatever you want to do. But if I don't know anything, I don't know what I like, I don't know anything about myself, then somebody gonna be there to tell me what I need to do.
Sure.
So take this time, this break time. You only have a month.
Yeah.
You only have a month. So take this month to do something to better yourself. Set a goal, reach that goal within a month.
Okay. Any more comments? You want to add anything? Perhaps answer a question that I didn't ask, or?
No, I just thank you for the opportunity to speak. I have a love, a passion for children, and I know that our children are capable of doing great things, and I know that a lot of them don't know. A lot of them are faced with homes that may not be supportive, or may not seem supportive of what they may want to do. But I just want to encourage our children to just continue, keep pressing.
Well, Ms. Evans, thank you for being here. We really appreciate you coming to our school and sharing your story and your testimony. And again, we just thank you so much.
Thank you all for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.